Right into it. So allow yourself to sit comfortably, however that looks for you. You can sit cross-legged on blankets like I'm doing. You could have one or both legs extended forward. You could sit in a chair if you absolutely wanted to. You could even lay down on your back. But we're just going to spend a couple of minutes going inward to turn off all of this, all of the outside world. We're going to turn all that off and allow ourselves to come to a bit more of a grounded space. So sitting comfortably, relax the shoulders down the back. Feel the crown lift if you're seated. Maybe take a couple of deep breaths in and out, really letting go of any tension or stress as you exhale. Could even be a sigh if you wanted to. If you're holding something heavy, let it go. After a few rounds of that, allow your breath to quiet. Unless you need more of it, then please keep going. And become just aware of your body resting here. And notice where you might sense effort or tension in your body that you could let go of just through being aware of it. Like tension in your eyes or your jaw being tight. Maybe your throat feels constricted. Let all that go. Maybe the shoulders can relax a bit further away from your ears. You could allow the arms just to hang heavy. The hands relaxing as well. The feet relaxing. Feel the legs soften. All the muscles that connect to make up your pelvis. So much gripping and tension held there sometimes. And same with the front abdomen. Just invite a bit of softness to all of these areas or anywhere that I didn't mention that you are holding on to tension or effort or stress. See if you can just let it go, like these parts of your body are melting. Let it melt. And as you do so, you might start to feel a bit easier in your body. Maybe, maybe not. The sense if there is a bit of ease there or relief, maybe that's how it feels. You can make it your intention that through this practice that we bring a bit more relief to any parts of your body that need relief. And subsequently, any parts of your mind that need relief. Let that be your intention. From that place, take a deeper, fuller breath, bringing your palms together. Just honor yourself as you are again in this moment, physically, the breath, your mind. When you're ready, go ahead and rub the palms together. Taking the heated palms over your eyes, brushing over the top of your head, down your neck, and bringing yourself nice back to the room. Good. So let's come onto hands and knees to start. So moving your props off to the side if you're using any. And bring your hands directly underneath your shoulders, knees beneath the hips or slightly further back. And we'll just start to warm up the body a bit here. So inhale, look forward, feel the tailbone lift. Exhale, go all the way back to child's pose. And then inhale back up to hands and knees. And exhale back to child's pose. Let's just keep going between these two postures. Inhale, lift, and exhale back. Warming up the spine and shoulders, the hips. Beginning to link your breath and your movement. And maybe identifying new areas of the body that feel like they're holding on to something. They're holding on to tension or effort or stress. Maybe send a breath or two to that or those points. Inhale, rising, exhale, releasing. Just a couple more rounds. Good, all right. So inhale, come up to hands and knees. And then take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend your elbows in toward your waist. Bring your heart down between your thumbs. Release the hips back, coming onto your belly. Now your hands are underneath your shoulders, elbows bent. And we'll do a little bit of work with both Cobra Pose and the Locust Pose here. So squeezing the elbows in toward your sides. Inhale, roll the shoulders down the back, lift the heart, and lift the head. Exhale, release down. Let's do that again. Roll the shoulders down the back, pull the heart and head away from the floor. Elbows stay bent here. And exhale, release down. We're going to do a few more of these. Inhale, Cobra Pose, head and chest lift. And exhale, release down. Cobra, inhale. Exhale, release. Let's do one more time. Inhale, Cobra. And exhale, come down, turn the head to a side and take an adjusting breath. The next posture we'll do is Locust Pose. So it's kind of the same thing with the upper body, but we lift the legs as well. Your pelvis becoming your base. So go ahead and bring your head to center. With an exhale, press the pelvis down into the ground. With your inhale, pull the chest away from the floor, lift the head, then also pick up the legs off the floor behind you. Locust Pose. Exhale, float back down. Inhale, float back up, head, chest, and legs lift. And exhale, coming back down again. Let's just keep going. Inhale, lift. And lower. A few more times. Locust, inhale. And release. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down. One more time. Rise on up. Locust Pose, inhale. And exhale, float back down. Turn the head to the opposite direction now, separate side from what you did before. Take just a few breaths. Good, and then bringing the head to center, go ahead and curl the toes under. Push up to hands and knees. And let's go ahead and come into down dog. Lift the hips into the air. Now it's our first down dog of class. Go ahead and walk the dog out a bit, pressing a heel to the floor as you bend the opposite knee. And while you're doing that, keep the spine lengthened so the hip bones are reaching toward the ceiling behind you. Again, here you may notice those points of tension in the body. Send some big breaths to those points. It's almost as if the breath itself could go to those muscles and just relieve them of tension. Good. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Release the feet. Exhale, child's pose. Seat to the heels, forehead to the ground. Take an adjusting breath. All right. Now go ahead and walk your hands back, coming up to a seat. And then bring your legs out in front of you. Good. I'm going to face you, but you can face whatever way you want to. Now we're going to be seated here for just a little bit. And sometimes when we're seated with the legs forward, we can start to hunch in our back a little bit. We can start to round here. So what you can do to help with that is you can take a folded blanket or a small cushion and you can sit on that. So I'm going to take this blanket here. It's a nice sturdy wool blanket. It's a good to have if you have it. And just prop yourself up on that. Just adding an inch to the spine can help make or break some of these poses. So once you're ready, have your legs extended forward. Good, and then you're going to take your left leg out to the side about 45 degrees. And then bring your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. Now you might need to sit up a bit taller here because sometimes that can cause the sits bones to knit inward. So just pull them back out so that you're sitting nice and tall. Good, then take a deep breath in, feel the spine lengthen. With your exhale, turn the chest and navel toward the left foot. This may take a couple of breaths to really reinforce that direction. And the left foot is flexed here, the toes pointing toward the ceiling. Good. Now keeping the chest and navel pointing toward the left foot, lift your arms up by your ears. Think about hinging from your hips or bending from your hips. Take a deep breath in and exhale, just fold about halfway over the left leg. Inhale, come back up. And then again, exhale, fold about halfway over that leg. And then inhale, come back up. We're gonna do a few more times. Of course, we're feeling some lengthening in the back of the left leg, the hamstring there. We're also feeling some length in the lower back and maybe the right side body as well. Exhale, folding maybe a bit further this time. And back up. Good, one more time, folding. And inhale back up. Keep your right arm up by your ear. Take your left hand either onto the hip or onto the lower back. So the left leg is extended, the right arm is extended. Left hand on the lower back. Sit up tall, inhale, reach through that right hand. With your exhale, fold as far over the left leg as you can, and then take the right hand to the outside of the left calf, outside of the left leg. Good. And that connection just helps to make sure that the chest is guiding over the thigh and that you're not slipping back toward the inside of the leg. Keep the left foot flexed here, and let's just breathe for a couple of rounds. All right, with your next inhale, extend the right hand forward over the toes. And with a strong back, lift yourself back up to center and unwind. Go ahead and release the right arm down. Good, I wonder what the other side feels like. Well, let's find out. So starting from center, both legs extending forward, go ahead and take your right leg out about 45 degrees this time, and then bring the left foot to the inner right thigh. Good. Again, you might need to widen the sits bones back a bit to sit up nice and tall. And then take a deep breath in. And then exhale, turn the chest and navel toward the right leg. Now the right foot is flexed here. We'll take a couple of more breaths just to reinforce this twisting in the spine toward the foot. Good, and then we'll start with those forward folds. So keeping the chest pointing toward the leg, go ahead and reach the arms up. Take a deep breath in, feel length in the spine. Exhale, hinge and bend from the hips and fold about halfway over the right leg. And then inhale, come back up. And let's just keep going. Exhale, go forward over the leg. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Keep going. A few more on your own. And again, you'll feel a stretch in the back of the right leg here. And you also might feel a stretch on the side of the left side, the side of the left side. Of course, we are strengthening the lower back here as well. Maybe go a bit further if you can these next couple of times. Try to keep the arms up by the ears. Good. One more time, forward and up. Then come all the way up. Keep the left arm up by the ear. Take the right hand onto the lower back or side waist. Reach up, inhale. Then exhale, fold as far down over the right leg as you can. Take the left hand to the outside of the right calf or leg. And again, this just helps to reinforce the chest working toward the right thigh. Let's take some breaths here. And staying for just a few more breaths. Good. All right. Go ahead and extend the left arm out over the right toes with a strong back. Lift yourself up and unwind to center, allowing that left arm to come on down. Good. Feel sensation, what's happening in your body. Good. Now keep the right leg out to the side about 45 degrees, and then take the left leg back out about 45 degrees from center in the other direction. So we're in a wide leg seated stance. Now, again, you might have to try to sit up a bit taller here and just try to do your best. And I'll give you a couple of different options here depending on where you want to practice. So for everybody, the toes are pointing toward the ceiling. This is going to make sure that you stay engaged in the legs and that you don't just flop forward, okay? So first option, feeling length in the spine, that's really our goal here, and that's what's going to give you the stretch in the hips. You can take your hands either by your sides or behind your back to keep the chest lifting. Now this alone, you may start to feel something in the backs of the legs or a stretch in the hips. Some deep breaths with that. Good, and you can stay right here if you'd like to. If you want to try another version of the pose, that might be a little bit more challenging depending on your flexibility. You could bring your hands in front of you. Now, if you do this, the spine stays tall. We're not hunching forward so the hands can touch the floor. If you're hunching, just come back to what we were doing before. You're still getting a great stretch. But if you can, you'll bring your hands forward. Think about hinging from the hips to bring the hands down. Again, there's no rounding. If you were able to see me from the side, there's no rounding in my upper back. My back is completely flat here. Toes are still pointing toward the ceiling. And deep breaths. Try not to clench your jaw. Just a few more breaths, feeling the stretch in the hips, feeling the stretch in the legs. Good. No matter which version you're doing, sit up tall again. Good. So if it's okay, and I'm just going to assume it's okay because I can't see you, we're going to stay here for one more exercise, okay? If you don't want to do it, don't do it. That's how that'll work. All right, so toes are still pointing toward the ceiling. Spine is still tall. You're going to take your right hand to the floor next to you. And for some of you, you might be able to take it onto the leg itself, but let's just start with the simplest version and work our way across. So right hand on the floor next to you, left arm out to the side. And you want to think about the left hip staying on the ground. You're going to lift the left arm up and extend over. And we're just going to stay here. Now, if you want to try another version of this, you can come back up and you can bring your right hand onto your right shin or thigh, and basically you're twisting a bit more. You take the left shoulder back and you're reaching that left hand toward the foot instead of over to the side. It's a bit more intense, so pick which one you want to do and practice there. Either way, keep the left hip grounded on the floor. Good, one more breath here. And then inhale, come all the way up, tall spine. Because we did it on one way in one direction, we have to do it the other way as well. So to do the second side, starting with the simpler version to the slightly modified version, is you can take the left hand to the floor next to you, right arm out to the side, keep the right hip on the ground, and then inhale, lift the right arm up and over. Big length on that right side, toes are still pointing toward the ceiling. And if you want to come into the other variation, you'll just bring the left hand onto the shin, work the right shoulder back, and reach the hand overhead toward the foot, okay? Either way, we're breathing. Keep the right shoulder working back. Couple more breaths here. Good, inhale, come back up. Whew. All right. So I'm kind of feeling these floor exercises. We might do a couple more before we come up and do something else. So now bring the soles of the feet together in butterfly as best you can, sitting up as tall as you can. Now, you might hold on to the shins here, the ankles. If you have long arms, you might be able to hold on to the pinky edge of the feet. But just like everything else we've been doing, you want to try to make sure the spine stays lengthened upwards. So if you grab the feet and you have to round forward like this, that's not going to help you. Just hold back by the ankles and shins, okay? And you kind of pull the heart through the arms, feel the crown lift, and it's okay if your knees are up pretty high. It's okay. Good. Lengthen the spine, butterfly pose. And then see if you can keep the spine this lengthened or this tall, if you will. And then just bend at the hips slightly and bring the heart forward or bring the chest forward, hinging at the hips. How far you go is up to your body, so stop when that feels appropriate, as long as you can keep the spine lengthened. Just a couple more breaths, only going as far as you feel like you can in your body. Good. Then inhale, come back up to a tall spine. Beautiful. Extend your left leg forward and have your right foot flat on the floor on the inside of your left leg. Okay. Left toes are pointing toward the ceiling. And if your left leg is extended forward, it's the left hand that's going to go behind your spine. Now, no, normally we do it the other way, but just bear with me here. Left leg forward, left hand behind you. And you're going to reach up with your right arm, feel length in the spine. And then exhale, bend the right elbow, bring it to the inside of the right knee. And you're going to press the knee into the elbow and the elbow back into the knee to set up a bit taller. Inhale. Then exhale, roll the left shoulder back to come into what's called an open twist. And you can look behind you if that feels okay on your neck. Working that left shoulder back. Good. One more breath here. And then with an inhale, carefully unwind. Keep the right knee where it's at, please. And we're going to go in the other direction with the spine. So bring your right hand behind your spine, not too far back, not out to the side, but right behind the spine. And then inhale again, lift the left arm up to feel length in the body. Exhale, bring the left arm down, hook the knee, and then take your right shoulder back and twist. And this is a closed twist to look behind you. Good. Staying for one more deep breath, please. And then inhale, carefully unwind. Good. And extend your right leg down to the floor. And then bring your left foot, rights and lefts. Left foot is flat on the floor. Right leg is extended forward. Leg is activated so the toes point toward the ceiling. And if the leg is extending, your right hand goes behind your spine. So we'll do the open twist first. So inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, bend the elbow. Place the back of the elbow into the inside of the knee. Press both into each other. Take a deep breath in. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, roll the right shoulder back. Look behind you. Open twist here. Keep breathing. Good. Inhale, carefully unwind. Keep that left foot where it's at, left knee bent, and we will do the other direction with the closed twist. So if it's left knee that's bent, it's left hand behind your back. Inhale, reach the right arm up, feel length in the spine. Exhale, take the right arm across, hook the knee, and twist. Taking the left shoulder back, looking over that left shoulder. And let's take a few breaths here. One more breath. And then inhale, carefully unwind. Oh, and go ahead and just take both legs forward for a moment. We'll do a forward fold over both legs. Same rules apply as most of what we've done already, where you don't want to hunch the spine to fold forward. You want to keep that elongation in the front of the body. So take a deep breath in, feel the spine grow. And then exhale, drape the belly over the legs. The heart starts to work its way down toward the legs. The hands don't have to touch the feet. That's not really important here. We're not extending the shoulders. So the hands can either stay on the legs or the floor next to you. And just take some deep breaths. Feet are flexed, feeling the back of the legs, feeling the lower back. Good. One more breath here. And then inhale, come back up to a tall spine. Good. Just noticing what's happening in your body right now. It might be good to close the eyes and just check in and see what's there for you. Even though we haven't gotten up off the floor, like there might be quite a bit going on. Especially in the lower back and in the legs from that series. Good. So go ahead and bring the feet flat to the floor and take them maybe a bit wider than your shoulders. Or if you're sitting forward on your yoga mat, it'd be about as wide as your yoga mat. Your hands are going to rest behind you, just helping to keep the spine tall, and you can lean back just a little bit here. And then we're going to windshield wiper the legs from side to side. And this probably feel good in the hips. And there's no breathing rhythm to follow with this one. Of course, the rule here is that it's important that you do breathe. So breathe and keep the feet shoulder width apart the entire time. This helps to make sure that we don't just get some relief in the hips, which is what we're doing too, but also in the sides of the body. You might even feel it kind of down here by the hip joint, just a little bit above it as you move from side to side. And keep the heart lifting. Now, if you're on a blanket, if you're sitting on a cushion or something, that might actually get in the way after a while, so it's okay to move that off to the side. There, that's better. It's also kind of a massage for the glutes. That feels nice. Side to side. Now we can make this a bit more energetic if you want to. I'm going to turn sideways for this one, but you keep going. I'll still demonstrate what's going on once I get there. Side to side. And what you can do is you take the knees to one side, the back arm can swing around and place the floor to twist, and then you can unwind and do the other side twist. So you're just kind of swinging the entire body around as the knees go from side to side. Now, if you want to get a bit more work into your shoulders, as you swing the arms around, you can swing them up and wide, kind of reaching that full range of motion for the shoulders. Looks kind of weird, but it gets it done. At this point, I like to exhale as I twist and inhale to unwind. Let's do a couple more from side to side. Big sweeps of the arms if you want to get into the shoulders here. 3, 2, last one from side to side. And then unwind to center. You can lean back, but just take a moment to feel. Breath rate, heart rate sensation. Good. All right. So now swing the legs back behind you again and come back onto hands and knees. It might feel different this time than we came into it earlier. I feel like you have a bit more access. Let's find out what downward facing dog also feels like. Maybe you feel a bit more release in the legs from those forward folds we've been doing. Maybe it's the lower back that you're feeling it. Good. So in downward facing dog, lift your right leg high into the air. With your exhale, swing or carry step that right foot all the way between the hands, help it through, and take the back knee to the floor. Now let's just get used to the lunge for a bit here. So feel the hips sink down and forward. And then inhale, lift your arms up, turn the heart toward the ceiling. And then exhale, take the chest to the thighs, sweep your arms behind you, looking down. And then inhale, sweep the arms up, strong back as you lift and look up. And then exhale, chest to thighs, sweep back. Let's do this a few more times. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, sweeping back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's just do one more, all right? Come on up, inhale. And then exhale, take the hands to the floor. Curling the back toes under. Be gentle with yourself as you step back into downward facing dog. Good, let's do the other side. Left leg lifts. Exhale, do your darndest to bring that foot forward. Help it forward if you need to. Back knee on the ground. Feel the hips sink down and forward, and we'll do about 6 sweeps with the arms. So inhale, reach the arms up. Turn the heart toward the ceiling, crescent lunge. Exhale, chest to thighs, sweep the arms back. Inhale again, come up. Exhale, sweep back. Let's keep going. About 3 more. One more time, sweep up. And then exhale, hands to the ground. And let's step back to downward facing dog once again. Right leg lifts. Exhale, bring that foot on through. Back knee on the ground. I'm gonna turn this way, but you keep in where you're at. Right foot forward. Now you're going to bring your lefts and rights. Your right hand is going to come to the inside of the right foot. Right hand, right foot. And then your left hand is going to come onto your left hip. With your inhale, straighten the right arm, feel the chest pull away from the floor. And then exhale, roll the left shoulder back and look up if you can. If you can't, it's okay just to look forward. Now, one thing that's happening here that's helping me to twist a bit deeper is that the back of my right arm is pressing into the knee and the knee is pressing into the arm. Just give me a little bit more torque to take the left shoulder back. So it's very similar to an open twist we did earlier. Breathe. Good. Inhale, unwind. Now let's do the closed twist version of it. And actually, before we do that, just straighten the front leg and pull the toes toward you. A little bit of a hamstring stretch here. Nice something in the middle to break up the monotony. Good. One more breath here. Pull those toes towards you. Feel the back of the right leg lengthen. And then go ahead and rock forward. So right foot is forward, left hand comes to the floor on the inside of the right foot. Right hand comes onto the right hip. Inhale, feel the heart pull away from the floor. Exhale, roll the right shoulder back as much as you can. Twist. Looking up if you can. If you're not able to look up because of the neck, that's fine. You could look forward or down. But think about the right shoulder working back as far as you can. And keep the hips sinking down and forward. And sometimes the bottom shoulder, in this case, the left shoulder, wants to collapse up toward the ear. Keep length on the left side of the neck as well. Staying for a few more breaths. Okay, inhale, unwind. Hands to the floor, downward facing dog, stepping back. Good. So let's see what the other side feels like. Lift the left leg into the air. Inhale, exhale, bring that left foot all the way forward. Good. Helping that foot forward, take the back knee to the ground. So we're doing the open twist first. So bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot, right hand onto the right hip. Inhale, straighten the left arm. Exhale, roll the right shoulder back, looking up if you can. Again, if not, it's okay to look forward or down. But work that shoulder back. Hips keep working down and forward. And of course, we breathe. Now, again, as I mentioned on the first side, is that my left arm here is pressing into my left knee. My left knee is pressing into the arm, and that gives me a bit steadier of a base here to work the right shoulder back a bit more. So use that leverage that you naturally have in your body here. Keep sinking into the hip. A couple more breaths. Good. Inhale, unwind. Let's come into that hamstring stretch. Straighten the left leg. Pull the left toes toward you. You can walk your hands back a bit if you'd like to. We'll just stay for a couple rounds. Feeling the back of the left leg stretch. And then when you're ready for the closed twist, go ahead and rock forward. Place your right hand flat on the floor next to the left foot on the inside. Left hand on the left waist. Inhale, pull the heart away from the floor. Exhale, roll the left shoulder back as best you can and twist. Looking up if you can. The hips keep sinking down and forward. Try to keep some space on the right side of the neck as well. We don't want the ear collapsing to the shoulder there. And breathe. Staying for just a little bit longer. Keep the left shoulder working back. Good. Inhale, carefully unwind. All right, stepping back to downward facing dog. Take your time. All right. So go ahead and reach your right leg into the air behind you again and step the right foot forward. And then once that foot is forward, do a quarter turn to your left, bringing the feet flat to the floor, coming into a wide leg forward fold. Now, in this case, the toes are pointing directly forward, not out to the sides. If anything, the toes are pigeon-toeing in slightly, and you're just folding over the legs here. Now, the knees can be slightly bent, feeling the upper body drape into the space in front of you. And there's a couple of options here. You can just keep hanging like this if you want to, hands toward or on the floor. You could also take your hands onto your shins or ankles, maybe even giving yourself a slight tug, chest between the legs. Another option is to grab opposite elbows and just hang forward. And another option, and again, these are all just options, is you can interlace your fingers at your lower back and lift the arms off the back and overhead. Pick a version of this posture that works for you. Keeping in mind, it doesn't have to be something you've done before. It doesn't have to be anything specific, just whatever feels right in this moment. Good, one more breath. Now, if your hands aren't there already, go ahead and release the hands to the floor. The hands or fingertips on the ground, lift yourself up halfway, and we're going to do a quarter turn to the right. Turn the right toes out, turn the left toes in. So you're kind of back in this lunge. And that's just a step back to downward facing dog. I like transitions. And then inhale, float gently down onto hands and knees. Release the feet, exhale, child's pose. Good. So from child's pose, we're going to practice rabbit pose. So you're going to keep the forehead on the ground, and you're going to keep the forearms as well on the ground. And the best way that I found to instruct this is that we're going to lift and lower the hips. So head stays on the floor, arms stay on the floor. Just lift the hips and rock from the hairline to the crown of the head. And then from the crown of the head, rock back, the hips releasing down to the heels, coming back to the top of the forehead or the hairline. So we're just moving between these small spaces, rocking forward to the top of the head, inhale, and then exhale, rocking back to the hairline. And then just keep going, rocking forward and rocking back. Head staying on the floor the entire time, don't pick it up. This is helping to release tension in the back of the neck. And it's good to mention here not to go any further than the very top of your head. It may be tempting to stretch even further, but that can help to overstrain the neck, and we're not trying to do that here. Rocking forward and rocking back. A few more times. Good. All right. So as you rock forward this time, if it feels okay for you, come to the very top of your head and just stay. Relax the forearms, relax the shoulders, and allow there to be some gentle pressure in the top of the head here. This is helping to release tension from the occipital region where the spine connects to your skull. If you're a jaw clencher, this is a good one for you. If you have tension headaches, this is amazing for you. Take deep breaths, please. One more breath here. And as you exhale, release back to child's pose. Notice sensation as you do so. And then when you feel ready, go ahead and slither forward down onto your abdomen, coming back down onto your belly. Good. And have your hands underneath your shoulders again. Pelvis grounding into the floor. Let's work with Locust Pose one more time tonight. With an exhale, press the pelvis down. With the inhale, lift the head, chest, and the legs, floating up. Exhale, float back down. Inhale, floating up. Head, chest, and legs. Exhale, floating down. One more time, and we're going to hold the pose this time. So when you're ready, coming up. And stay. Shoulders down the back, inner thighs are lifting, and you're looking forward. And you are breathing, hopefully. Please breathe. Squeeze up a bit more. Deep breath in and out. Exhale, release down. And then from where you are right now, carefully roll over onto your back. We still have a couple more postures to do, but we'll do them here on our backs. So just got to roll and scooch back onto your mat. All right. So a couple of things. First, bring your right knee into your chest and extend your left leg down to the floor. And then keeping the right knee drawn into your chest, take your arms out to the side, making a T shape with your body. And if there's things in the way keeping you from doing that, you can do cactus arms instead. And then take a deep breath in. With your exhale, take your right knee across the body toward the floor on your left side. Then inhale, unwind to center. And then exhale, take the right knee across, turn the chin to the right, away from the knee. Inhale back to center. We're going to do this a few more times. Exhale, twist, turning the head to the right. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, twist. Inhale, unwind. And let's go ahead and stay this time. So take the right knee across the body, turn the head to the right, and stay in the pose. You can take your hips back a bit to twist deeper. The left hand could also rest gently on top of the right knee, not forcing the twist, but just kind of keeping the leg there. And breathe. Staying for just another breath or two here. And then with an inhale, carefully bring the right knee back to center. And extend that right leg down to the floor. And then we will do the other side. Bring the left knee into your chest this time. Draw it in. And then keeping that knee drawn in, taking the arms out to the side. Inhale. Exhale, take the left knee across the body toward the floor on the right. And then inhale, come back to center. Let's add the neck. Take the left knee across, turn the chin to the left. And then inhale, come back. And we'll do that 3 more times. Exhale, twist. Inhale, return. Twist. Inhale, return. And this time we'll stay. Take the left knee across. You can take the hips back a bit to twist deeper. Chin turns to the left, and your right hand can rest gently on top of the left knee or thigh. Again, not forcing the twist, but just keeping that leg where it's at. And we'll take some deep breaths here. Staying for just about one more deep breath. And then inhale, carefully unwind, coming back to center. And once you're there, go ahead and hug both knees in. Good. And we'll do a reclined version of butterfly. So bring the feet together, holding onto the ankles, the shins, or again, for some of us, the pinky edge of the feet. Just make sure your head and shoulders can stay on the ground here. And drawing the feet in toward your belly. And knees going wide. We'll take some deep breaths here. Now, holding on to the ankles or the shins or the feet, you might feel your lower back pop up off the ground, and that's fine. What you can do is you can think about curling your tailbone back down to the floor, and this will give you a nice release in the lower back as well as the hips. Taking one more big breath in and out. When you're ready, bring the knees together. And then take your time as you extend the legs down to the floor, coming into our final resting posture here, lying on your back. And make any additional movements or postures to make yourself more comfortable here. And part of our resting tonight is going to include a body scan to really help us let go of tension. Kind of coming back to the original theme when we started about letting go of tension where we find it. Sometimes we need that invitation to be a bit deeper. So make any final adjustments to rest comfortably here on your back. Maybe making some adjustments to make yourself 10 to 15% more comfortable. Good, and then relaxing. No more movement if you can manage it. And start by feeling the points of contact your body makes with the floor. And beneath those points is the floor. Beneath the floor is the earth, holding not just you up, but everything else. It can hold you. And knowing that you're supported, relax a bit deeper into those points. Now for this body scan, all you have to do is bring your awareness to each point. You don't have to move it. In fact, don't move it. Just awareness, nothing more, nothing less. And if you lose place, just pick up wherever we are when your mind comes back. Please bring your awareness now to the soles of your feet. All 10 toes. The tops of your feet. Your ankles. Your shins. Your calf muscles. Knees. The tops of your thighs. The backs of your thighs. Your hip joints. The muscles of your pelvis. Your front abdomen. Lower back. Your entire rib cage from your spine to your sternum. Your chest. Shoulder blades. The tops of the shoulders. Your upper arms. Elbows. Your forearms. Wrists. Palms of the hands. All fingers and thumbs. The backs of the hands. The front of your neck and throat. The back of the neck. All the muscles of your face. Jaw, nostrils, eyes, forehead, lips, eyelids, ears, the point at the back of your head, and the top of your head. Your whole body. Feel your whole body. Peace, peace, peace. And please go ahead and deepen your breath. Make some gentle movements in your hands and feet, your arms and legs. And take your time as you roll gently to your right side. Coming up to a seat from here. So sitting tall, bring your palms to your heart, lower the chin, and just have gratitude to yourself. Gratitude for all the effort you have put forth in this practice tonight, and maybe extending that even to all of the things that you do for yourself. You showed up, the ways that you care for yourself. So much gratitude for that. And may all of that effort and this practice continue to serve you. So until next time, namaste.